So yeah, Germany is moving to institute a ban, and Malta already has one. Um, in our opinion, bans are a basis of a strategy, but they must be only one part of a larger multi-pronged strategy to try to get rid of conversion therapy practices in a country. So it's great to start with a ban or to think about the way that a ban fits into a framework, but it's also really important to think about leadership from professional associations like national medical authorities, so they can have a position, a strong position, anti-fraud and consumer rights components of the government, which look into the sort of fraudulent marketing and misinformation about the cures, healthcare regulations, and regulations within health insurance systems, so that these practices aren't reimbursed. Public education, awareness raising, and convening dialogues with religious institutions and other state authorities that are proponents of these practices. And that also then gives a space for public officials to make firm statements saying, this is not something we accept in our society or in our country. There are very clear statements from international human rights bodies, from the Committee Against Torture to the Convention on the Rights of People with Disabilities, the European Parliament even, calling for bans. So there's a very clear international framework about this. And I think that at this point, legislation in Europe is starting to figure out what the best practice is and how to implement it. Malta's law and Germany's proposed law are relatively similar in their scope. Both focus on conversion therapy directed at minors, but use slightly different mechanisms for enforcement. And so far, it's kind of hard to say, are these the best possible laws, because they haven't been in place yet, as in Germany, or haven't been in place for very long, as in Malta. But what they do is create a conversation at the societal level. And that's a place where legislation can push society to have the discourse that it needs to have about a larger stigma issue. So absolutely, we would love to see other countries in the EU moving in this direction and engaging in this discourse at a national level.